Hi. Hi. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, honestly. I basically, I'm doing this because I need to, finish it and I need to actually get into some kind of routine, but my mental health is not great. I am not gonna lie to you. I get, I suffer from this thing where if you think about it too much, you feel bad and you don't want to do it and you feel stupid a little bit. And it's like right now I am convincing myself not to just exit the stream entirely and turn it off and pretend it didn't happen. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not in the mood right now, but it's it's one of those things where I kind of hi sweet pea. It's one of those things where I'm like, I if I delay it anymore, if I give in to the feeling of I don't want to do this, then that feeling is going to continue for I don't know how long, and I'll just stop doing it entirely and I won't come back to it for another year, which makes me feel even worse because then it's like I haven't done it for a year. It's not just like, oh, I took a little teeny tiny break and that's fine. I did come back to it. If I don't come back to it for a year or even 6 months, it makes me feel worse and worse and worse every single time I think about it, and then I intimidate myself with my own bad thoughts about not wanting to do it. So I have to do it. It's probably going to be a shorter stream today though, just cuz so I can say that I did it, but just also I did something. I did something to my programming, and now I'm seeing preview and program, and it's unnerving, and I hate it, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to turn it off. I turned it on completely by accident, so I don't know how to. I don't know. I did a thing. Wait, which thing are you referring to? Is it the thing where I fucked up, or the thing where I'm getting over myself? Oh, hi. 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 You come say hi? You want to come say hi? This is my dog. It's Pepper. Oh, thank you. I did it. I did do. It's my boy. It's my boy. It's my little brother. Hello, little brother. Were you eating? Were you eating? Were you eating? He was eating. He was eating. And now he leave. He leave. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to participate, which is fine. That's valid. He doesn't want to be on camera. He's camera shy. That's not true. He's a ham. Hold on. He's like, I'm not an exit. I'm not an exit. I don't want to be on camera. Okay. So I thought we could finish this book in this next part, but these chapters, as they're really short, but they take longer than I think they're going to. So this is gonna have to end up in 4 parts. So we'll see what we see when we see it. All right, we'll see what we see when we see it. Okay. It's chapter 11, and this is, I don't know about you, but masks like this to a certain degree, they just they eggle me. They eggle me, and I don't like it. There's do you guys, what is it? It's like a carnival mask, fucking, no. Wait. There's Italian, and then there's the one from... Hi! Oh my god, it's your first time here! Hi! Hello, dancer. Hello. It's nice to see you. I'm glad you could make it. We're reading a book, and the previous 2 parts are on my YouTube if you want to go check those out and see the context, but this is part 3. Woo! But yeah, who is this? Whose grandmother is this? Whose grandmother? Hi! It's tantrum. You can't. I'm pointing at nothing. You want to be included again? Come on, you two. Come on. Come on. Come on. There she is. Now all the animals are in my room. Yay! It's a party.
Oh, hi, baby. Hello, my son. This is my son.
Pride is not the word I'm looking for. You did appear right there. Okay. Are you gonna mill about and enjoy yourselves, or am I gonna be getting up every 5 minutes? Okay, that's a choice. That is a choice that they're making. Gasping, they reached the pyramid's top where waited a vast crystal lens, a viewing glass which spun slowly in the wind on a golden tripod, a gigantic eye with which to bring far places nearer. In the west, the sun, smothered and dying in clouds, sank. Mound Shroud hooted his delight.
There goes, boys, the heart, soul, and flesh of Halloween. The sun, there Osiris murdered again. There sinks Mithras, the Persian fire. There falls Phoebus Apollo, all Grecian light. Sun and flame, boys, look and blink. Turn that crystal spyglass. Swing it down the Mediterranean coast 1,000 miles. See the Greek Isles?
Sure, said plain George Smith, dressed up as fancy pale ghost. Cities, towns, streets, houses, people jumping out on porches to bring food.
Yes,
Mount Shroud beamed.
Their festival of the dead. The feast of pots, trick or treat, old style. But tricks from the dead if you don't feed them, so treats are laid out in fine banquets on the sill.
Far away in the sweet dusk, smells of cooked meat steamed. Get along, children! Get along! Behave yourselves. Interrupting cow says who? Moo? Far away in the sweet dusk, smells of cooked meat steamed. Dishes were dealt out for spirits that smoked across the land of the living. The women and children of the Grecian homes came and went with multitudinous quantities of spiced and delectable victuals. Then, all through the Grecian Isles, doors slammed. The vast slamming echoed along the dark wind.
The temple shutting tight, said Mount Shroud. Every holy place in Greece will be double-locked this night.
And look! Ralph, who was a mummy, swung the crystal lens. The light flared over the boys' masks. Those people! Why are they painting black molasses on their front doorposts?
Pitch,
corrected Mount Shroud.
Black tar to glue the ghosts. Stick them fast so they can't get inside.
Why, said Tom, didn't we think of that? Darkness moved down the Mediterranean shores. From the tombs, like mist, the dead spirits wavered in soot and black plumes along the streets to be caught in the dark tar that smeared the porch sills. The wind mourned, as if telling the anguish of the trapped dead.
Now, Italy. Rome.
Mount Shroud turned the lens to see Roman cemeteries where people placed food on graves and hurried off. The wind whipped Mount Shroud's cape. It hollowed his mouth.
O autumn winds that bake and burn, and all the world to darkness turn. Now storm and seize and make of me a swarm of leaves from autumn's tree.
He jumped straight up in the air. The boys yelled in delight, even as his clothes, capes, hair, spit, skin, body, corn candy bones tore apart before their eyes.
Leaves, burn, change, turn.
The wind ribboned him to confetti. Oh, gross. Yeah, right? The children get along sometimes when no one is watching, and then the second there are any witnesses, the big one starts going, I am not your friend. We can't be friends. I don't like you. But he's a big fat liar. He's a big fat liar. Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. Come say hi. Come say hi. This is the baby. This is the baby. This is the Agent of Chaos. Say hi, Agent of Chaos. Okay, you can go.
The wind ribboned him to confetti. A million autumn leaves, gold, brown, red as blood, rust, all wild, rustling, simmering, a clutch of oak and maple leaf, a hickory leaf downfall, a toss of flaking whisper, murmur, rustle to the dark River Creek sky. Not one kite, but 10,000 tenny mummy flake kites, mound shroud exploded apart. Something in there? I should have put tar on the closet door. There's clearly ghosts over there.
Is it ghosts? Is it ghosts? From the book? No, it's a shoe.
Sorry.
It's a shoe.
She was born in that closet, so she keeps trying to get back in. I too try to keep going, regressing into the womb to get away from my problems, but it's not gonna work. Sorry. Can't get back into the closet. And neither can I. Oh, no. He didn't slice John. He himself, turned into a bunch of autumn leaves and, ripped up like confetti. Yeah. Yes.
Hello, boy.
No? You don't want to say hi? You just came over for a sniff?
Did you come over for a sniff? You want to say hi?
Hold on.
Oh. Come here. Come here, big guy. Oh, the big boy. Yes. Yes. Oh, I love you. Look at this boy. Hello. Hello, boy. Hello, boy. Yes. Yes. Oh, he wants to be involved so bad. Okay, there's enough. There's enough. There's enough. There's enough. I love you. I love you. I love you. Oh. Say hi, boy. Say hi, boy.
Hi, boy.
This is the other boy. This is the other boy.
Okay. You want to stay up here? Or you want to get down? He does. He's like, I want to do a silly voice. I want to do a silly voice. Can I pet that dog? You can pet that dog. You can pet that dog. I'll bring him to Texas.
I'll bring him to Texas. Oh, yes, I love you too. Oh, I love you so much.
You cannot lick inside my mouth, though. That's gross. That's gross. Don't lick no. That's nasty. Mwah. I love you. Okay. We get back to what we was doing. Are you settled? You good? Okay. Also, I'm reading this and I'm like, J.R. Tolkien, is that you? Is that you taking 1,000 words to describe something? And from a billion other trees in autumn lands, leaves rush to join with the upflung battalion. I knew you were going to do this. I knew you was going to do this. You was going to be like, I want ins, I want outs. I want ins, I want outs.
Oh, the boy, the boy, the.
She wants in, she wants out, she wants in, she wants outs. She wants to exit, but she doesn't want to leave. And then she hides under the bed. And yeah? You can't play with the You can't play with the carpet. Don't be doing that. Don't be doing that. Not a creature. Alright. Can I get back to what I was doing? Or are you gonna do that? Okay. I'm watching you. I knew it! I knew it! Come on, it's okay. Hey, no, don't run away when I'm trying to let you out, you weirdo. Tomo. Tomo. Oh, he's gonna leave. You gonna follow him? Are you gonna follow him? What? It's okay. Not a trap. I'm gonna just leave it open. Oh, God! She is somehow the clumsiest cat I have ever met in my life. Okay. Alright. You good? Okay. And from a billion other trees in autumn lands, leaves rushed to join with the upflung battalions of dry bits that were Moundshroud, dispersed in whirlwinds from which his voice stormed.
Boys, see the fires along the Mediterranean coast? Fires burning north through Europe? Fires of fear, flames of celebration. Would you spy, boys? Up now, fly!
And the leaves in avalanche fell upon each boy like terrible flapping moths and carried them away. Over Egyptian sands, yes, I see your face. Over Egyptian sands, they sang and laughed and giggled. Over the strange sea, rapturous and hysterical, they roared. Happy New Year! A voice cried far below. Happy what? Asked Tom.
Happy New Year!
Moundshroud, a flock of rusty leaves, rustled his voice.
In old times, the 1st of November was New Year's Day, the true end of summer, the cold start of winter. Not exactly happy, but, well, Happy New Year!
They crossed Europe and saw new water below.
The British Isles, whispered Moundshroud. Would you cock an eye at England's own druid god of the dead?
We would!
Quiet as milkweed, then, soft as snow. Fall, blow away down, each and all.
The boys fell. Like a bushel of chestnuts, their feet rained to earth. And then another creepy frickin' mask that makes me uncomfortable, and I don't know why.
Look at it! Look at it! It's creepy.
Now the boys who landed like a downpour of bright autumn trash were in this order. Tom Skelton, dressed up in his delicious bones. Don't call bones delicious, please. That's weird. Unless you're him. He like bone.
He like bone.
Henry Hank, more or less a witch. Ralph Bengstrom, an unraveled mummy, becoming more unbandaged by the... I thought it said unrivaled mummy. That's why I'm laughing.
Bones!
It's like the I smell pennies meme, but it's...
I smell bones!
Ugh, creepy. A ghost named George Smith. JJ, no other name needed. A very fine ape man. They're all congregating now. They're all congregating, but you can't see them. They're all congregating. Wally Babb, who said he was a gargoyle, but everyone said he looked more like Quasimodo. Fred Fryer, what else but a beggar fresh out of a ditch. And last, and not least, Hackles Nibley. Hackles Nibley, who had run up a costume at the last moment by simply clapping on a white scare mask and grabbing his grandpa's harvest scythe off the garage wall.
I smell the bones of an English child.
All the boys being safely landed on English earth, their billion autumn leaves fell off and blew away. They stood in the midst of a vast field of wheat.
Here, Mr. Nibley, I brought your scythe. Take it. Grab. Now lie low, warned Moundshroud. The druid god of dead. Samhain, fall.
They fell. For a huge scythe came skimming down out of the sky. With its great razor edge, it cut the wind. With its whistling side, it sliced clouds. It beheaded trees. It razored along the cheek of the hill. It made a clean shave of wheat. In the air, a whole blizzard of wheat fell, and with every whisk, every cut, every scythe, the sky was a swarm with cries and shrieks and screams. The scythe hissed up. The boys cowered. Grunted a large voice. Mr. Moundshroud, is that you? Cried Tom. For towering 40 feet above them in the sky, an immense scythe in his hands, was this cowled figure, its face in midnight fogs. The blade swung down. Mr. Moundshroud, let us be!
Shut up!
Someone knocked Tom's elbow. Mr. Moundshroud lay on the earth beside him.
That's not me. That's
Samhain! Cried the voice in the fog. Oh, sorry.
Samhain,
Cried the voice in the fog.
god of the dead, I harvest thus, and so. Swoosh! All those who died this year are here, and for their sins this night are turned to beasts. Swoom!
Please, whimpered Ralph the mummy. The scythe zippered Hackley Nibble's spine, ripping his costume in a long tear, knocking his own scythe. Oh my god, I thought he literally just tore this boy in half. Ooh.
Beasts!
And the harvest wheat flailed up, spun round on the wind, shrieking its souls. All those who had died in the past 12 months rained to earth. Ew, let the bodies hit the flow. And falling, touching the heads of wheat, were turned to asses. I'm 12. They were turned to asses. Thick, juicy asses. The humanity! Right? Like, this author do be making us think that these kids are getting moidal-oidled. You can open it. You've done it before. You want help? Do you want some help? Guess not. Alright. Asses. Chickens, snakes with scurried, cackled braid. Okay, now I'm just picturing a braying snake, because I know the braying refers to the asses, but like, just a snake going hee-haw was a little unnerving. I'm not gonna lie. We're turned to dogs and cats and cows that barked, cried, bawled, but all were miniature. All were tiny, small, no bigger than worms, no bigger than toes, no bigger than the sliced-up tip of a nose. By the hundreds and thousands, the weed hedge snowed up in scatters and fell down as spiders, which could not shout or beg or weep for mercy, but which, soundless, raced over the grass, poured over the boys. 100 centipedes tiptoed on Ralph's spine. Ew! 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 I respect bugs, but they freak me out, and I hate them. But I respect the hustle. 200 leeches clung to Hackles Nibley's scythe until, with a nightmare gasp, he raved and shook them off. Ugh. Ugh. Everywhere fell black widows and tiny boa constrictors. Ah, gross. For your sins! Oh,
For your sins! Your sins! Take that! And miss!
Bellowed the voice in the whistling sky. Sorry. Cats scared my cat. The scythe flashed, the wind cut, fell in bright thunders. The wheat churned and gave up a million heads. Heads fell, sinners hit like rocks, and hitting were turned to frogs and toads of multitudes of scaly warts with legs and jellyfish which stank in the light. Oh my. I'll be good, prayed Tom Skelton. Let me live, added Henry Hank. All of this very loudly, for the scythe was making a dreadful roar. It was like an ocean wave falling down out of the sky, cleaning a beach and running away to cut more clouds. Even the clouds seemed to be whispering out swift and more fervent prayers for their own fates. Not me! Not me!
For all the evil you ever did,
said Samhain. And the scythe cut, and the souls were harvested and fell in blind newts and awful bedbugs and dreadful cockroaches to scuttle, limp, creep, and scrabble. My gosh, he's a bug maker, flea squasher, snake grinder outer, roach transformer, fly keeper. No!
No! Samhain! October god! God of the dead!
He's throwing a fit now. Samhain stomped a great foot, which tread 1,000 bugs in the grass, trampled 10,000 tiny soul beasts in the dust. I think, said Tom, it's time we ran, suggested Ralph, not offhand. Shall we take a vote? The scythe hissed. Samhain boomed.
Vote heck!
Mountain Shroud said. All jumped up.
You there!
Thundered the voice above them.
Come back!
No, sir, thanks, said one and then another, and put right foot after left. I figure, said Ralph, panting, leaping, tears on his cheeks. I've been pretty good most of my life. I don't deserve to die. Shouted Samhain. That's the face I'm assuming he's making with the. Also, bugs. It's bugs. It was not enough they had to paint that picture, but they had to add the actual picture of the bugs. Yeah. I do kind of like the scorpion though. Scorpions are goth as fuck. The scythe came in a guillotine, which chunked the head off an oak tree and felled a maple. A whole orchard of autumn apples fell into a marble pit somewhere. Somewhere. It sounded like a house full of boys falling downstairs. I don't think he heard you, Ralph, said Tom. They dived. Dove. Dived. Dived? Dove. 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 Dived. I don't know. Grammar is confusing sometimes. They fell among rocks and shrubs. The scythe ricocheted off the stones. Samhain gave such a yell as brought an avalanche down on a small hill nearby. Probably. Boy, said Ralph, squinched up, balled up, feet against chest, eyes tight. England is no place to be a sinner. Even as a final rain, a shower, a downpour of hysterical souls turned beetle, turned flea, turned stinkbug, turned daddy longlegs, scurried over the boys. Hey, look! That dog! That dog. It's that dog specifically. A wild dog, mad with terror, raced up the rocks, and its face, its eyes, something in the eyes. That couldn't be. Pipkin? Said everyone. Pip! Shouted Tom. Is this where we meet you? But boom! The scythe fell. And yipping with fright, the dog bowled over, slid down the grass. Hold on, Pipkin! We know you! We see you! Don't scare off! Don't! Tom whistled, but the dog, yarping with Pipkin's own dear, sweet, scared voice, was gone. But didn't an echo of his yip come back from the hills? Meet, 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 me. Where? Thought Tim, criminally. Where? Hang on, I will be right back. Dog has to pee really quick. Hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Cool. All right. Oh dear. That's not fun. Good luck and good energy to Dancer. All the good energy that way. That way. That way. Only good things for you. No terrors, only good times. Okay.
Bye.
Yes, welcome back. You want to be involved again? You just want to sit there? Up to you. It's up to you. Samhain, scythe uplifted, gazed all about, happy at his games. He chuckled a most delicious chuckle. Like bones? Like bones? He chuckled a most delicious chuckle, spat fiery spittle on his horny hands. That's fine. Clenched the scythe tighter, swung it up and froze. For somewhere, someone was singing. Somewhere near the top of the hill, in a small clump of trees, a small bonfire flickered. Men like shadows were gathered there, lifting up their arms and chanting. Samhain listened, his scythe like a great smile in his arms. O Samhain, god of the dead, hear us, we the holy druid priests in this grove of trees, the great oaks, plead for the souls of the dead. I don't know how the song goes, so I'm not going to attempt to sing it, because I don't know how the song goes. Far away, these strange men, by their bright fire, lifted metal knives, lifted cats and goats in their hands, and gave them big hugs. Right, Pepper? You want some help?
You can do it. You can do it. You're very short. Want some help? Okay, let me help you. Let me help you. Okay. You're very short. Oh, the short boy.
Short the boy. They be... Yeah, right? Like lifting whole ass goats. Just... You. Lift it. Just yeet the goat. Don't yeet the goat. Be nice to goats. Goats are great, and I love them.
Come on.
I know you want unders. You want unders?
Yay, courses. More unders.
Don't. Be nice. Good girl. Okay. We pray for the souls of those who are turned to beasts. O God of the dead, we sacrifice these beasts. Yeet the G. So that you will let free the souls of our loved ones who died this year. The knives flashed. Samhain smiled an even greater smile. The animals shrieked. Don't tell us that. Just leave that part out. Just be like, that's it. You don't need to. Just leave that part. Yeet the G. Which goat specifically are we yeeting, Anjum? I want it. Which goat are we yeeting specifically? Cause when you do the sacrifice, it has to be like a pure or whatever. It has to be like, there are certain rules. So like, which goat are we yeeting? Which goat are we yeeting? Oh, we'll have to thinky about that. All around the boys on the earth, the grass, the rocks, the trapped souls, lost in spiders, locked in roaches, put away in fleas and pillbugs and centipedes, gaped and yammered silent, yammers, and twitched and roiled. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing. In 6th grade English, I used to write like this. This is not a paragraph. That's not a paragraph. That's a sentence. And I used to get in trouble. And this author got published for writing with these big ass sentences. So if that tells you anything, write whatever the fuck you want. Write however the fuck you want. Because people don't care as much as institutions. The more you know. I have my heater on, so I'm taking this off now. Okay. Tom winced. He thought he heard a million small, oh, very microscopic bleats of pain and release from around him where the centipedes capered, spiders dance. Let free! Let be! Prayed the druids on the hill. The fire blazed. A sea wind roared over the meadows, brushed the rocks, touched at the spiders, rolled the pillbugs, tumbled the roaches. The tiny spiders, insects, the miniature dogs and cows fluffed away like a million snowflakes. The tiny souls trapped in insect bodies dissolved. Yeah, basically. Exactly. Yes, music theory. It's like, Rule 1, this is generally what you're supposed to do. Rule 2, an expansion of what you're supposed to do. Rule 3, there are no rules! Fuck it up! Fuck around and find out! And those are the rules. Just like so you get an idea, because sometimes you learn about rule number 1 and you're like, I really like these 3 things about rule number 1. I hate all 15 of the other things about rule number 1, but I like these 3. So I'm going to implement them. Although like 4/4 signature is kind of important, because if you do 4/4 and then you sing in 3/4, it fuckers the whole thing up. Don't do that. Don't do that. Released with a vast cavern whisper, they whistled up the sky. To heaven! Cried the druid priests. Oh, free! Go! They flew. They vanished in the air with a great sigh of thanks and much gratitude. Samhain, god of the dead, shrugged and let them go. Then just as suddenly, he stiffened. Samhain... In big performance groups, yes. Yeah. When it's these 6 people just fucking around and then all 28 other people are like, what you doing there? Or like when you're doing it on, it's fun when you're in like, hody ho, big good time. But when you are the one listening to the 3/4 versus the 4/4, and then you have to be subjected to that shit, and it's in your headphones, and then that fucking whoever that was that did the Africa by Toto, he did it 1 beat off and then also like a half a scale down or something like that. It was okay. All right. Enough of that. Enough of me being mad. I'm like the Hulk. Samhain, god of the dead, shrugged and let them go. Then, just as suddenly, he stiffened. It usually takes me 20 minutes to stiffen. As did the hidden boys and Mr. Moundshroud, crouched in the rocks. Through a valley and across the hill ran an army of Roman soldiers, a troop on the double. Their leader ran before them, shouting, Soldiers of Rome! Destroy the pagans! Destroy the unholy religion! Suetonius' orders! For Suetonius! Samhain in the sky raised his scythe. Too late! The soldiers slammed sword and axes into the base of the holy druid oaks. Samhain... That's rude. Samhain shrieked in pain as if the axes had chopped his knees. The holy trees groaned, whistled, and with a final chop, thundered to earth. Samhain trembled in the high air. The druid priests fleeing stopped and shuddered. Trees fell. The priests chopped at the ankles, the knees, fell. They were blown over like oaks in a hurricane. No! Roared Samhain to the high air. But yes! Cried the Romans. No! That voice is intentionally sounding like a pompous asshole. I don't appreciate the Romans. Just so we're clear. I don't approve of what they did. The soldiers gave a final mighty blow, like a bunch of assholes. And Samhain, god of the dead, torn at his roots, chopped at his ankles, began to fall. The boys, staring up, leaped up out of the way, for it was like a giant forest falling all in one fall. They were shadowed by his Midnight Descent. Ooh. Midnight Descent, that's a good metal band name. The thunder of his death came before him. He was the greatest tree in all existence ever, the tallest oak ever to plummet down and die. Down he came through the wild air, screaming, flailing to hold himself up. Samhain hit the earth. He dropped with a roar that shook the bones of the hills and snuffed the holy fires. And with Samhain cut and down and dead, the last of the druid oaks fell with him, like wheat cut with a final scythe. His own huge scythe, a vast smile lost in the fields, dissolved into a puddle of silver and sank into the grass. Yeah. It's beyond messed up. We'll have a whole discussion about the goddamn Romans and their stupid we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it another time. We'll get into it, and we'll like go onto Wikipedia and shit. We'll get into it. Silence, a smoldering of fires, a blowing of leaves. Instantly, the sun went down. The druid priest bled in the grass as the boys watched, and the Roman captain prowled the dead fires, kicking the holy ashes.
Here we shall build our temples to our gods.
Yeah, our Roman Empire is anti-Roman Empire. That's right. All those TikTok boys can go suck an egg. Some of those TikTok boys can go suck an egg. Some of them are alright, though. Instantly, the sun went down. The druid priests bled in the grass as the boys watched, and the Roman captain prowled the dead fires, kicking the holy ashes. Here we shall burn our temple to our gods. That was rude. The soldiers lit new fires and burned incense before golden idols, which they set in place. But no sooner lit than a star shone in the east. On far desert sand, to camel bells, 3 wise men moved. Oh, this was a long fucking time ago. This was a long time ago. Why were the 3 wise men in England? How far did they come? What is the lore on the 3 wise men? I only read the Bible. I didn't see anything before that. I grew up in the church, and that was a mistake. I unsubscribed. The Roman shoulders lifted their bronze shields against the glare of the star in the sky, but their shields melted. The Roman idols melted and became shapes of Mary and her son. The soldiers' armor melted, dripped, changed. Yeah, 10 years ago. 14 years ago for me. $15. Because I'm 30 now. I had to do the math again because I'm bad at math. I'm bad at math. Yeah. They were dressed now in the garments of priests who sang Latin before yet newer altars. Even... Aw. You're new to hedonism. Welcome! Welcome to hedonism. Yay. It's great over here. There's a reason people enjoy it so much. It's because it's a good time. Even as Moundshroud crouched, squinting, weighed the scene and whispered it to his small masked friends.
Hey, boys, you see, gods following gods. The Romans cut the druids, their oaks, their god of the dead, bang! Down! And put in their own gods, eh? Now the Christians run and cut the Romans down. New altars, boys. New incense. New names.
The wind blew the altar candles out. In darkness, Tom cried out. The earth shuddered and spun. Rain drenched them. What's happening, Mr. Moundshroud? Where are we? Moundshroud stuck a flinty thumb into fire and held it up.
Why, bless me, boys, it's the Dark Ages. The longest, darkest night ever. Christ long since come and gone in the world, and
where's Pipkin? Here, cried a voice from the black sky. I think I'm on a broom. It's taking me away. Me too, said Ralph, and then JJ, and then Hackles Nibley, and then Wally Bab, and all the rest. They're all irrelevant. You don't need to recite their names. There was a huge whisper like a gigantic cat stroking its whiskers in the dark.
Brooms, muttered Moundshroud. The gathering of the brooms, the October Broom Festival, the annual migration.
To where? Asked Tom, calling up for everyone who was making traffic on the air now in whisking shrieks.
The Broomworks, of course. Duh, stupid.
Help, I'm flying, said Henry Hank. That's a problem I never have. I wouldn't doubt if he was paid by the word, honestly, because he's just throwing shit in here willy-nilly. He was like, it was dark and dank and cold and grim and nighttime and the moon was out and the moon was white and the moon was shiny and the moon is my girlfriend. A great brambly cat flashed by Tom's cheek. He felt a wooden pole between his legs jump up. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
Hang on, said Moundshroud. When attacked by a broom, only one thing to do. Hold tight.
I'm holding, cried Tom and flew away. This mask I like. Chapter 14. This one I like. You suck, thank you! Yes! Sokka's girlfriend! That's rough, buddy. I'm glad somebody got the reference. Poor Sokka. The sky was swept clean with brooms. The sky was yelled clean by boys occupying at least 8 of those brooms. Yelled clean. That's new. And what with changing their cries of fears to cries of delight, the boys almost forgot to look or listen for Pipkin. Similarly sailed off among the island clouds. This way! Announced Pipkin. I don't know why I made him sound like that. Same! ATLA is probably in my top 3 favorite things to watch. It's one of my comfort shows. It's one of my safe shows, you know, like when you're in a mood to not watch anything, that's what I watch. Except sometimes it's Frasier. But ATLA is more valid than Frasier, because Frasier's kind of a douche. Okay. As quick as we can, said Tom Skelton. But Pip, it's awful hard to ride a broomstick, I find. Kiki does it. Funny you say that, said Henry Hank. I agree. Although Kiki did struggle at first there, didn't she? For a little bit. Yeah. Everyone agreed, falling off, hanging on, climbing back. There was now such a hustle of brooms as left no room for clouds, and none for mists, and certainly none for fog or boys. There was an immense traffic jam of brooms. I'm good at reading. As if all Earth's forests gave up their branches in one broom, and fling and scouring autumn fields, cut clean and throttled tight such cereal grains as made good sweepers, thrashers, beaters, then flew up. That's a cacophonous sentence. A traffic jam of broomsticks. Yeah, a traffic tram of broomsticks. This is a cacophonous. Also, this one specifically, I don't know which. I think it's the character that's dressed like a witch. Literally, The Witches by Roald Dahl. Look at that. The Witches by Roald Dahl. Copyright infringement. So here came all the backyard wash line prop poles in the world. And here came with them swatches of grass, clumps of weed, brambles of bush to herd the sheep clouds and cleanse the stars and ride the boys. Don't say that. Do not say that sentence. Don't say that fucking sentence. Said boys, each on his own skinny mount, were deluged with beatings and cuffings of flail and wood. They were punished severely for occupying heaven, as they should be. They took 100 bruises each, 12 cuts, and precisely 49 lumps on their tender skulls. It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
Hey, I got a bloody nose.
Sorry.
Hey, I I got a bloody nose.
gasped Tom, happily, looking at the red on his fingers. Tom, what's wrong with you? What is the matter with you, Tom? What the? I got a bloody nose! Yay! I'm injured! What? What the fuck, man? I'm injured! Yay! I'm bleeding! Woohoo! I love blood! Tom, are you an anime character or what? Shucks! These boys are weird. Shucks! Cried Pipkin, going into a cloud dry and coming out wet. That's nothing. I got one eye shut, one ear bad, and lost a tooth. Kids are... Tom really said, this is gonna form something later in life for me. Yikes. These are my formative years, he said. Pipkin, called Tom. Don't keep telling us to meet you and then we don't know where. Where? In the air, said Pipkin. Obviously, that's where you are right now. God. Cheese, muttered Henry Hank. There's 2,100,000,099 miles of million acres of air wrapped around the world. Which half acre does Pip mean? I mean, gasped Pipkin. But a whole bindle of broomsticks banged up in an akimbo dance like a shuttle of cornstalks across his flight, or a farmland fence suddenly come antic and in frenzies. Ray, my man, are you having a stroke while you write this? Because I have concerns. Do the thing. Do the thing. Yes, yeah, which plot of air? Hey, which corner of sky? Which 10 feet of actual space? Depending on how high up, well, they're still in the atmosphere, so it's not space. But still, it's big. It's too big. You can't measure. Also, these kids are like 10 years old, so what kind of math are they doing to try to figure out this fucking... You are too young for that kind of math. It's bad for your health. A cloud with a grand fiend face gaped its mouth. It swallowed Pipkin, broom and all, then shut its vapors tight and rumbled with Pipkin indigestion. Kick your way out, Pipkin! Stomp him in the stomach! Someone suggested. But nothing kicked, and the cloud, satisfied, sailed on Forever's Bay toward eternity's dawn, ruminating over its delicious sweet boy dinner. Some of these sentences are making me uncomfortable. Meet him in the air? Tom snorted. Good grief, talk about horrible directions to nowhere. I said boy dinner. Yeah. It's girl dinner, but you get punched in the nose. And, yeah. It's girl dinner, but you get punched in the nose. Or something. Oh. See? Even more horrible directions. Oh, sorry. Sorry. See even more horrible directions, said Moundshroud, sailing by on a broom that looked like a wet and angry cat on the end of a mop. Would you see witches, boys? Hags, crones, conjure wives, magicians, black magics, demons, devils. There they be, in mobs, in riots, boys. Skin your eyeballs. Don't do it. Skin. Skin your eyeballs. Just do it. Just skin your eyeballs, coward. Literally. I'm assuming oh god, and then I have like this visceral image of like a potato peeler or so, and it, yeah. Oh god. Oh, or like, oh, have you guys ever seen a video of like not laser, I almost said laser eye removal. That's not it. Of, like the corrective laser eye surgery. Have you ever seen videos of that? They have to slice the cornea. They have to slice the eyeball off the eyeball. And it's wild and creepy. And it's all Tetris. Is that a direct quote? Is there something you should tell us? Is there something you need to tell us, Tetris, about what you get on to in your spare time? Also, what size coffee spoon are we talking? Are we talking like the kind with like the swizzle stick, like the long one? Because that's for lobotomies. That's for lobotomies. And there below, all across Europe, while they were skinning their eyeballs, through France and Germany and Spain, on the night roads were indeed clusters and mobs and parades of strange sinners running north, scrambling away from the southern sea. See, you've got all the ingredients. You've got all of the necessary tools to skin an eyeball. Do it. Do it. Pick someone else's eyeball, though. Don't. It's like doing a tattoo on yourself. Don't do it. Don't pay somebody else to do it. You good? Are you good? You can't. My cat rolled over and got his tail pinched in the closet, and now he's looking at his own tail like, the fuck you say to me? The fuck you say to me? Getting trapped in a closet? Trapped in the closet. Oh, okay. Okay. I was hoping it was a horror movie. Are you seeing ghosts now too? He's seeing ghosts too. I was hoping it was a horror movie and not like new lore unlocked. I've skinned, man. Yikes.
That's it. Jump. Run. This way to the light. This way to the dark.
Mountain swooped low, shouting over the mobs like a general leading a fine, evil troop.
Quick. Hide. Lie low. Wait a few centuries. Just
go sleepies. Hide out from what? Wondered Tom. Here come the Christians! Yelled voices below on the roads. Yes, hide from the Christians. Hide from the Christians. And that was the answer. Tom blinked and soared and watched. And from all the roads, the mobs ran to stand alone on farms or at crossroads, in harvest fields and towns. Old men, old women, toothless and raving, yelling to the sky as the brooms swept down. Why, said Henry Hanks, stunned, those are witches! Dry clean my soul and hang it out to dry if you're not right, boy. I like that phrase. There are witches jumping fires, said JJ. And witches stirring cauldrons, said Tom. And witches drawing symbols in farmyard dust, said Ralph. Are they real? I mean, I always thought.
Real?
Mound Shroud, insulted, almost fell from his Bramblecamp broom.
Ye little gods and fishes, lad. Every town has its resident witch. Every town hides some old Greek pagan priest. Some Roman worshipper of tiny gods who ran up the roads, hid in culverts, sank in caves to escape the Christians. In every tiny village, boy, in every scrubby farm, the old religions hide out. You saw the Druids cut and chopped, eh? They hid from the Romans, and now the Romans, who fed Christians to lions, run themselves to hide. So all the little lollygagging cults, all favors and types, scramble to survive. See how they run, boys.
And it was true. Fires burned all over Europe. At every crossroad and by every haystack, dark forms jumped in cats across flames. Cauldrons bubbled. Old hags cursed. Dogs frolicked red-hot coals. Witches! Witches everywhere, said Tom, amazed. I never knew there were so many.
Mobs and multitudes, Tom. Europe was flooded to the dikes. Witches underfoot, under bed, in the cellars and high attics.
Boy, oh boy, said Henry Hank, proud in his witch costume. Real witches! Could they talk to the dead?
Nope.
Said Moundshroud. Jump up devils?
Nope.
Keep demons in door hinges and squeal them out at midnight?
Nope.
Ride broomsticks?
Nope.
Put sneezing spells on people?
Sorry.
Kill folks by sticking pins in dolls?
Nope.
Well, heck, what could they do?
Nothing.
Nothing? Cried all the boys, affronted. Me too, bitch. Shit.
Oh, they thought they could, boys.
Moundshroud led the team down on their brooms over the farms where witches dropped frogs in cauldrons and stomped toads and snuffed mummy dust. Oh, we've talked about mummy dust. And cavorted in cackles.
But stop and think. What does the word witch truly mean?
Well, the word witch means Will, Irma, Tarrant, Cornelia, and Haylin. If you read that series in elementary school. Which, ha ha ha. It's a joke. Yeah, witches manifest shit. Witches do be doing things, Moundshroud, you ignorant bitch. He was all insulted like, of course witches exist. And then you're like, but they don't do anything. I'm insulted at your insult, bitch. It's rude. You do nothing. Well, you time travel, but you still do nothing. Except make whole ass soliloquies and what the fuck ever.
But stop and think. What does the word witch truly mean?
Why, said Tom, and was stymied.
Wits.
Said Moundshroud.
Intelligence. That's what it means. Knowledge. So any man or woman with half a brain and with inclinations toward learning had his wits about him, eh? And so anyone too smart who didn't watch out was called
A witch,
said everyone.
And some of the smart ones, the ones with wits, pretended at magic, or dreamed themselves with ghosts and dead shufflers and ambling mummies, and if enemies dropped dead by coincidence, they took credit for it. They liked to believe they had power, but they had none, boys. None. Sad and sorry, 'tis true.
But woman in total control of herself. Ha. Actually, my contact name in my sister's phone, hers for me, is bitch. Being in total control of herself. It's. And she also has a picture of Nebula, because. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All the smart people got because they were too smart and they knew too much and they washed their hands. They washed their hands. And also invented antiseptic a little bit because there are like certain herbs. I think there's a bird outside. He's being weird. And there are certain there are certain herbs that are like astringent. There are certain like that are astringent and help, like they have the phrase healing properties sounds like, ooh, it's witchy. No, it means like it sucks infection out and shit like that. So like they just learned about early chemistry. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he found a bird. He's just like he looks like a dork, and I love him.
But listen, there beyond the hill, that's where the brooms come from. That's where they go.
The boys listened and heard. Yeah, Galileo was a witch. Sorry about it. The broomworks makes the broom that looms on sky and gloom and rising of the moon. That broom witch, groom to witch, flies high on harvesting of storm and grass with shriek and sigh to motion it in ocean seas of cloud, now soft, now loud. Below, at full tilt, a witch broom factory. Factory? You make that shit yourself. Factory. Was filled with commotions, poles being cut and bound with broom brushes, which, no sooner tied, took off up chimneys in flights of spark. On rooftops, hag leaped on to ride the stars. Or so it seemed. As the boys watched and voices sang, "Did witches feel the night wind in their bed, and reel and dance with devils and the dead? No! But that is what they bragged and claimed and said, until whole continents hell-bent named witches of the innocent, and did conspire to burn old women, babes and virgins in a fire." Burn the virgin. I'm glad I'm not one of those. Mobs raved through villages and farms with torches, cursing. Bonfires flared from the English Channel to the Mediterranean shore. Through all of Germany and France, 10,000 so-called evil witches hung to kick their final antic dance. No village but what shared a dread uproar, as each side named the other for a devil's pig, old Satan's sow, the demon's maddened boar. When a stick really loves a bundle of straw. You're fucking funny. You're funny. I love that. Wild pigs with witches glued to their backs trotted roof tiles, flinting sparks, snorting steams. All Europe was a cloud of witches' smoke. Their judges often bound and burnt them. For what? A joke! Until all men are spoiled with guilt, all sin, all lie. So what to do? Why, everyone must die. Yikes. Smoke churned the sky, and at every crossroads witches hung. Crows gathered in feathered darkness. The boys hung from their brooms in the sky, eyes popped, mouths wide, eyeballs skinned. Anyone want to be a witch? Asked Moundshroud at last. Said Henry Hank, shivering in his witch's rags. Not me.
No fun, eh, boy?
No fun. The brooms flew them off through chars and smokes. They landed on an empty street in an open place in Paris. Their brooms fell over. Dead. Yoicks.
Yoicks.
Chapter 15.
It's dog face. It's a dog face.
Well now, boys, what shall we do to scare the scarers, frighten the frighteners, shiver the shiverers?
Called Moundshroud inside a cloud.
What's bigger than demons and witches?
Bigger gods? Bigger witches? Bigger churches, said Tom Skelton.
Bless you, Tom, right. An idea gets big, yes. A religion gets big. How? With buildings large enough to cast shadows across an entire land. Build buildings you can see for 100 miles. Build one so tall and famous it has a hunchback in it, ringing bells. So now, boys, help me build it brick by brick, flying buttress by flying buttress. Let's build.
Notre Dame! Shouted 8 boys. Yeah, right? Like, I do believe in brooms. I do believe in brooms. He's tired of my antics. He's tired of my antics. This voice is not easy.
And all the more reason to build Notre Dame because,
said Moundshroud.
Listen.
Bong! A bell tolled in the sky. Bong! Help! Whispered a voice when the sound had died. Bong! The boys looked and saw a kind of scaffolding reared up in a belfry keep upon the moon. What? At the very top hung a huge bronze bell that was tolling now, and from inside that bell, with every crash and bang and gong, the small voice shouted, "Help! The boys looked at Moundshroud. Their eyes blazed at question. Pipkin? Meet me in the air, thought Tom. And there he is. There, hung upside down over Paris, his head for a knocker. Oh, he would die. He would die. He would full on just was Pipkin in a bell, or the shadow, ghost, or lost spirit of Pipkin, anyway. Which is to say there was a bell, and when it sounded the hour, why, that sound was made by a flesh and blood clapper which knocked the rim. Pipkin's head banged the bell. Bong! And again, bong! Knock his brains out, gasped Henry Hank. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Help! Called Pipkin, a shadow in the bell, a ghost chained upside down to strike the quarters and the hours. Who is doing this? Madame strung him up by his toes, you are correct, yes. Like, oh. Fly! Cried the boys to their brooms, but their brooms lay dead on the Paris stones.
No life in them,
mourned Moundshroud.
Juice, sap, and fire all gone. Well now,
he rubbed his chin to Sparks.
How do we get up to help Pipkin with no brooms?
You fly, Mr. Moundshroud.
Ah, no, that's not the ticket. You must save him, always and forever, again and again, this night, until one grand salvation. Wait. Ah, inspiration! We were going to build Notre Dame, correct? Well, then let us by all means build it. There, and climb our way up the hard skull, knock the bell, sound the hour, Pipkin. Hop it, lads. Climb those stairs.
What stairs?
There. These. Here. And here. And here.
Bricks fell in place. The boys leaped. And as they put a foot up, out, and down, a stair came under it, one stone at a time. Bong, said the bell. Help, said Pipkin. Feet galloping, empty air came down to tap, rustle, clomp on a step. Another step. And yet another, and another, climbing empty space. Help, said Pipkin. Bong, again went the hollow bell. So they ran on emptiness, with Moundshroud prodding, shoving after. They ran on pure windy light, only to have bricks and stones and mortar shuffle like cards, deal themselves solid, take form beneath their toes and heels. It was like racing up through a cake that built itself layer on stone layer, and the wild bell and sad Pipkin shouting and pleading them on. Our shadow! There it is! Said Tom, and indeed the shadow of this cathedral, this splendid Notre Dame, was tossed by moonlight all across France and half of Europe. I can't tell what that first emoji is. I cannot tell what that first emoji is.
Up, boys, up. No pause, no rest. Run.
Oh, it's a bucket. Okay. All right. From here, it's like, it looks almost like the top of a whistle, I guess. Some of the emojis are clearer than others to me. I have a hard time with emojis sometimes. They ran to fall with each step, but again and again and again steps came in place and saved them, and ran them taller, so the shadows of the spires loomed tall across rivers and fields to snuff the last witch fires at crossroads. Yeah, it's not ideal. Crones, hags, wise men, demon lovers, 1,000 miles off, snuffed like candles, whiffed to smoke, wailed and sank to hide as the church leaned, tilted across the heavens.
So, even as the Romans cut down druid trees and chopped their god of the good dead to fall, we now, with this church, boys, cast such a shadow as knocks all witches off their stilts, and puts seedy sorcerers and trite magicians to heel. No more small witch fires, only this great lit candle, Notre Dame, presto.
The boys laughed with delight, for the last step fell in place. They had reached the top, gasping, Notre Dame Cathedral was finished and built. Bong. The last soft hour was struck. Yeah, soft, 'cause it's his head. Yeah, like sometimes when I'm using my like phone for Twitch, it just like it'll give the tag of the emoji, like the descriptor, like when it's an angry emoji, it'll say rage something or like loud something, or it'll give the tag of the emoji, but it won't show the actual emoji. So you're like, I don't know what that fucking looks like. You might just be typing that shit. I don't know. The great bronze bell shuddered and hung empty. I knew it! I fucking knew it. They were gonna get up the stairs, and then the last bell was gonna toll, and then he was gonna be gone. I knew it. It's what keeps happening consistently. The boys leaned to peer into its cavernous mouth. There was no clapper inside, shaped like Pipkin. Pipkin? They whispered. Kin, echoed the bell in a small echo.
He's here somewhere. Up there in the air. Meet him is what he promised, and Pipkin falls back on no promises,
said Mount Shroud.
Look about, boys. Fine handiwork, eh? Centuries of toil done in a fast galloping sneeze, right? But something besides Pipkin is missing. What? Glance up. Scan round, eh?
The boys peered. They puzzled.
Don't this place look awful plain, boys? Awful untouched and unornamented?
Gargoyles! Everyone turned to look at Wally Bab, who was dressed as a gargoyle for Halloween. His face fairly beamed with revelation. Gargoyles! The place has got no gargoyles!
Gargoyles,
Mount Shroud uttered and ululated and beautifully ribboned the word with his lizardy tongue.
Gargoyles. Shall we put them on, boys?
How?
Why, I should think we could whistle them in place. Whistle for demons, boys. Whistle for fiends. Give a high-grade tootling blow for beasties and ferocious fanged loomers of the dark.
Do not whistle outside at night, especially in Appalachia. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Wally Bab sucked in his great teeth. Here's mine, he whistled. All whistled. I'm bad at whistling. Or am I? All right. Cool. Yeah, ululated is like I know what it means. I can see the definition in my head, but it's like you know what? I'm gonna just look up the definition because I know what it means, but it's one of those things where like I can tell you if I'm reading it and I know, but I can't tell you. Why am I using my phone? I'm on a computer. It's too late now. It's too late. Howl or wail. Yeah. As an expression of strong emotion, typically grief. Yeah, it's like when you have almost a that's what I was trying to say. Dogs ululate. Ooh. Dogs ululate. There you go. Yes. I don't. I'm gonna have to find that myself. I love folk horror and urban legends, and the amount of times I've gone down the rabbit hole and just been on the internet for like hours, like, oh hey, that's an urban legend, which is connected to this urban legend, which is connected to, and it like, just I love it so much. I love it so much. The amount of times I've gone onto like YouTube and looked at like compilations of, they're old now, but Early days of YouTube, there would be like, well, not early, like early-ish. There would be like somebody reading um urban legends on like Reddit and shit. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, love. So, okay. Wally Bob sucked in his teeth. Here's mine. He whistled, all whistled, and the gargoyles, they came running. I'm gonna stop there for now because Mound Shroud, as I stated previously, I I need to be like much more hydrated to do his voice, and even when I am hydrated, it's like it gets to a point where I have to stop because I'm still healing from like a surgery that I had. Uh, how long ago was that? Like I had a polyp removed from my throat, and it's like one of those things where it can take like a year for your voice to completely come back, which sucks because I am one of those people that like I use my voice. Obviously, I do silly little characters, I do silly little voices, I sing all the time to myself. So it's like I I have to quit while I'm ahead because sometimes I forget that I am recovering from a fucking surgery. It's lame and stupid and I hate it. So we're gonna stop there for now, just for now. And I'm gonna try to come back on like Wednesday, so I can get back into the routine that I was.
Yay. 11 out of 10. Thank you. Thank you.
I want to get back to this on Wednesday and attempt to do Mondays and Wednesdays again because I started doing okay, and then spicy brain, and it woo. So I'll probably get back to this on Wednesday, and this is also going to be going up on my YouTube channel. So if you ever want to see it again and relive whatever the fuck this was, it'll be there.
And it was great seeing you guys, and I love you very, very much. Have a good rest of your day, sweet peas. I love you. Bye. Bye bye.